The people we should be supporting in the fight against ISIS are the vast majority of Sunnis in the world who are just as appalled by them and find them just as abhorrent as we do, except they're living with them.
Okay,
but Michele, that is the crux of our disagreement, right? That we're saying you hold them, we all agree on that. You're saying you can only win if you roll it back. But what you won't do is actually adopt the only strategy that would roll them back, which is massive U.S. troops. Because we have been trying to get Afghans and Iraqis and Syrians and everyone else to fight for us. And they won't do it, in part because they've got other enemies, other concerns. We can't fight it for them, but you won't adopt the strategy that will actually get you to where you want to go.
John, there are two key flaws in this argument. First, we have not adequately resourced or tried advise and support. So before you get to that argument, the only thing that will work is a U.S. invasion. Can we at least just try a proper strategy of advice and support and give it a try? Because the second flaw in their argument is this. They assume that this is a stable equilibrium, that a devastated Syria with half the population displaced and millions of people in refugee camps in all the surrounding states, that can be stably maintained for who knows how long to come. They can just stand on that tightrope for hours and hours. We're saying they know they can't stay on that tightrope. Eventually, they're going to fall off that tightrope. And then you ask yourself, which way do you think that goes as the Middle East descends into all-out religious war?
Dov Zakheim.
Look, resources, $500 million to train 60 people. That's a tremendous payout.
Because we wouldn't fight Assad. That's why we could attract no recruits.
Okay, so do you want to fight Assad? Now you want to fight a two-front war.
We've
you
said
want to fight
you
Assad
have to settle the Syrian civil war.
You want to fight both sides. That's great. Well, I hope we figure out which side we shoot at
that's
first.
That's how you bring the Sunni coalition together.
You want to put a... First of all, how much money should we fund the Saudis, whom we want to fight for us? I mean, last time I checked, they weren't going around with a tin cup.
That's not what we're arguing, Dev.
So it's not the Saudis, and it's not the Emiratis, it's just these people themselves. Again, how did the Iraqi army that we were training, and we poured billions into these guys, what a great job they did. So they weren't fighting for their homes, you say. Okay, what do you think would happen if we poured billions into the Sunnis in Iraq? Do you think the central government will let us? They won't even let us pour money into Kurdistan. So you really think they're going to let us pour money into the Sunnis? And one other thing, you're making the assumption, and you've said it, the Sunnis are appalled. I don't know that the Sunnis are appalled. I know that English-speaking Cambridge and Oxford educated Sunnis are appalled. Absolutely right. I will not quarrel with you. But how many people are funding these guys? This is just like the Canadian IRA funding.
So
you made a lot of points.
It's just you get to an argument where, like, frankly, it's a tangle. It's just so hard. They're so mixed up. Let's just leave them be, and it'll be okay.
We're not saying leave them be. And even if you want to applaud, we're still not saying leave them be.
When this region disintegrates, you don't think we'll be called back in? Do you think the day after 1,000 Americans are killed in a mass casualty attack, that you're going to go to the President of the United States and just tell him doing more about it is too hard? I went through 9/11. I saw what happened after 9/11. Saying Afghanistan was the least accessible place on earth for U.S. forces. But, man, it was not too hard after 9/11.
Oh, wait a minute.